This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. It's great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, employees of the Grand Lucayan Resort had their say today. The workers headed to the polls to decide which union will serve as the bargaining agent at that property. It was a battle between a well-established union and a relatively new organization. Joan Davis-Roll reports now on the voting process.
The battle for union representation for employees of the Grand Lucayan Resort was waged Tuesday morning via the ballot box, as hotel workers who make up over 350 eligible voters began casting ballots at a polling station set up at the Lucayan Resort. Officials from the Department of Labor overseeing yet another democratic process, the second within the past week. Workers turned up to decide who will lead the hotel workers. The options: the hotel union led by President Nicole Martin or Michelle Dorset and the Commonwealth Union. Factions representing the two unions were seen huddling on the election grounds, both sides confident that victory is in sight.
Feel confident, as I should. At first we had some challenges because I was down from last week Tuesday, and we met some challenges. But of course, as soon as we came and we got our message through the property, I think we saw a turnaround. Hopefully, at the end of the day, the wishes of the people, our wishes, which is for them to remain with us as their bargaining agent. Hope that it resonated over the last week that we were here.
Bahama needs its own, and therefore their own people to reach and touch them. When they hurt, we hurt, because we are here. We are here on the grounds. We work daily with them, and they know what we are all about.
What do you hope will happen at the end of the day?
Oh, at the end of the day, the Commonwealth Union, Hotel Allied Workers Union, will be successful.
Okay, Mr. Darius, you voted in today's exercise. How do you feel?
I feel great. Feel great today, I feel like, the outcome could be for the better.
What do you think is the better?
I mean, it's time to put, division beside us and, behind us, and to go with the union that we always had with Nicole Martin.
What do you hope will happen at the end of the day in terms of bettering the role of workers?
I mean, it's better that we be more like unified with one cause, one purpose. From the first time she is in, she never really got a fair chance. So, I just hope that after this, we'll be able to put all of, the internal wranglings and the fightings behind us. And let's just go ahead and just be more patient and give the union more time to do what they have to do.
I feel great this morning. Came out early, casted my vote, obviously for the Commonwealth, and we're hoping for change. That is what we're looking for, change. And that is what we're going to get under the Commonwealth.
Voted already?
Yes, and it's great to be out this morning and put my eggs where it's supposed to be.
Where's that?
Well, I'll discuss it later.
Well, I mean, obviously, you had a vote. Who would you vote for?
Well, I know that we will win by the grace of God, because I realized that God set up and He took down.
This is something that's long overdue, and I think it's about time now for the employees to stand for their rights. Due to bad representation, I think we deserve better.
And better is?
To get rid of the Bahamas Hotel and Catering and Allied Workers Union.
The better working condition, yes, and benefits. Because, in this lifetime, we are not getting younger, we are getting older, and we have to make provision for our children.
Now, as persons await the outcome of Tuesday's poll, many are hoping that the message this election sends will be heard loud and clear. Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Reports reaching our newsroom say the Commonwealth Union won that poll. With 189 votes, the Hotel Union received 86 votes. In other news, Grand Bahama's tourism industry to get a boost with an increase in sea arrivals in the near future. The Valeria Bahamas Express, which now operates a fast ferry service between Grand Bahama and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is preparing to expand its reach with the introduction of a bigger vessel next year. The company can now accommodate around 450 passengers, but the new vessel has a passenger capacity of 1,500. Valeria officials are excited about this venture, and they want to get young people on Grand Bahama involved in the process. A contest is being held for primary school students to choose the name of the new boat.
It's a contest that we want to do with every children. Every children in the primary school has to make a drawing and send a proposal for the name of the vessel, and so that we will choose from one of these children. We will make an exposition with all the drawings of all the children in our terminal building, and then the child that wins this contest will have a reward for all the family round trip to Florida to have fun on board our vessel.
It wasn't sanctioned by the school, but seniors of Jack Hayward High held a graduation ceremony this morning. The administration of the school canceled graduation, charging that bad behavior on the part of the majority of the students forced the school to make such a drastic decision. But parents and students would not be denied. Today they held a ceremony of their own at the School of the Prophetic Ministry in Hawksville. Megan Shepard reports.
The controversial issue of whether or not the students of Jack Hayward High School would have a graduation ceremony dragged on for over a month. After the Ministry of Education declared that there would be no official ceremony, the students and parents came together and arranged a passing out and recognition ceremony to give the students their day to shine. On Tuesday morning, more than 100 students gathered one final time in their school uniforms to celebrate their academic achievements. Vice President of the Grand Bahama Human Rights Association commended the students for their perseverance.
I don't think any official graduation could ever match what took place this morning. And I think with the vast majority of the graduates being present, with all of their parents and friends, it is an absolutely pleasing accomplishment on all levels, whether it's to do with the graduates themselves, the parents, or those of us who actually came to their aid and organized this particular recognition and celebration of their tremendous achievement.
The school's head boy and head girl giving final speeches to their fellow students, remembering the hard times and, of course, all of the good times. The ceremony was filled with supporters this morning, all sharing the sentiment that the students were treated unfairly by being denied an official graduation ceremony.
There is no way that that type of reprehensible behavior on a part of any principal in any nation, in any school, could ever impose that type of unredeemed penalty upon a vast group of parents and their children, destroying their future in terms of placing a stigma upon them, which they have to work very diligently now to actually alleviate from their own souls and their bodies and their minds.
While the school said that the graduating class could collect their diplomas on June 20th, they were all called up individually for certificates. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Area Vice President of the Bahamas Union of Teachers, Quintin LaRota, was returned to office last week after securing 64% of the votes. Tonight, the union executive talks about his agenda going forward. As Area Vice President Quintin LaRota embarks on a third term in office, he says there are some internal issues that need to be addressed, and it is vital that union members know what the organization is all about.
You can't get all you deserve, all you want from an organization if the members that make it up don't understand the purpose of the organization. And some of that is reflected in some of the campaigns that we've seen, where some of the messages that the individuals are bringing have nothing to do with union. And so we need to get back focused on why we exist, what we do, what we stand for.
According to LaRota, sections of the Constitution need to be amended.
Some of the stuff we had this election process with the appeals and so forth, we need to be clear on those issues, how those things are executed.
The AVP says there is also a need to find new streams of revenue for the union.
Right now we rely solely on dues, and even some of the candidates and the promises they were making, the only way to achieve those things is either to increase the dues or to cut some of the things that we already do, because the economic pie is the same. We've lost some administrators, and so the economic pie will shrink. And so it's up to us now to increase the stream of revenues by investing in some other things that could bring us more income. I think the building for Grand Bahama will assist in doing that, but certainly there needs to be more.
As for external matters, LaRota says they're preparing to negotiate a new contract with the government. And then there are issues between school administrators and staff that need to be resolved.
One of the things I wish was that some of the administrators was exposed to the leadership training that the union leaders are exposed to, because some of the issues we have on these campuses would not exist with simple basic leadership training.
Stay with us. There's more news after this.